Maria, so, importantly, in the affidavit, while, of course, Darshan Hiranandani says that the parliament account was shared by Mahua Moitra, that is extremely explosive. It also names several other politicians, including sort of an alleged nexus when it comes to Rahul Gandhi, and also Shashi Tharoor is named. So that is extremely contentious there in the affidavit.
Yes, that's right. And if you look at where it all begins, the Hindenburg report, the charges by George Soros, where during an event he has gone on to say that why has the Prime Minister not spoken on the larger statements that have come in and with regards to Hindenburg and then the OCCRP. So a lot of linkages, if you look at it, which has been built now over the last 24 to 48 hours. Reactions have come in from Mahua Moitra, as you said, and she has gone on to say, she has questioned basically the authenticity of the affidavit which has been filed by Darshan Hiranandani, and he has sent this to the Ethics Committee of Parliament. Jai Dehadri and BJP MP Nishikant Dubey will be appearing before the Ethics Committee on 26th. But let me just give you a sense of how it is all playing out. Look, Darshan Hiranandani says that he used the login ID and password, and that Mahua Moitra, the TMC MP, was in for an instant fame, and she realized that the only way to do that is by targeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the route was through Gautam Adani, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Gautam Adani are contemporaries, and they happen to come from the same state of Gujarat. So she used information that came from Darshan Hiranandani, and goes on to say that the information which were unverified were coming from multiple sources, including some business houses, some media houses, and also some politicians, that she was regularly in touch with Rahul Gandhi as well. So if you look at it, Darshan Hiranandani in his affidavit has named several players who have been pretty vociferous against Adani Group, but the real target was to embarrass Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And if you look at it, again, I'm emphasizing on the fact that the linkages are becoming increasingly clear, because first comes the Hindenburg report. And Mahua Moitra, when she becomes a member of parliament in 2019, the first question that she asks in July of 2019, out of those 61 questions that she has asked so far, is with regards to the Adani Group. So certainly there was the larger planning that was going behind it. I'm now going to refer to that statement or the press release which has been put out by Mahua Moitra on her Twitter ID. She clearly says that Darshan Hiranandani has not been summoned by the Ethics Committee, but she is not denying any of the charges or acceptance of Darshan Hiranandani. She hasn't really said, she has questioned whether it is not notarized or otherwise, and that did Darshan Hiranandani put out that affidavit under pressure, but she hasn't really denied her equation with Darshan Hiranandani. In fact, she goes on to say, my lovely dear friend. So I think the larger question now is that what will the political parties do? Mahua Moitra has been quite on the forefront on taking on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Parliament and outside. TMC so far has been stoic. They have been silent. They haven't really taken a stand for Mahua. So it appears that she appears to be more of fighting a lonely battle. As far as the India parties, particularly the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress are concerned, they have been silent on Mahua Moitra again. So I think besides the criminal breach of trust and misuse of parliamentary privileges, because a member of parliament is not expected to share her login ID and with a business house which has vested interest to target another business house, there is also the larger conspiracy. The larger conspiracy which is coming out through the affidavit of Darshan Hiranandani is to target Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also to derail the India story.
Mara, while you talk about this alleged conspiracy, questions could also be raised on this particular affidavit because it is a bit suspicious, don't you think? Because, as Mahua Moitra has also pointed out, it's not on any letterhead, it's not notarized, and he's not been summoned by any agency in a sense. So, do you think there is some merit to what she's saying in terms of there could be some pressure for Hiranandani to come out with this particular affidavit?
Well, the question then is, yes, the point that has been made by Mahua in her press release, she says this affidavit is on a white piece of paper with no letterhead and no official origin aside from the press leak. The fact is that it was officially released by the Hiranandani group as well. So Hiranandani group, which 3 days back had denied any kind of association with the charges that were being leveled by Jai Dehadri in his affidavit to the CBI, which forms the basis of the letter which was sent by Nishikant Dubey to the Lok Sabha Speaker, and now that letter is with the Ethics Committee of Parliament. Darshan Hiranandani right now hasn't really come on record to say that this affidavit is wrong, that this affidavit is false. His PR or corporate office has in fact officially released it. So it's becoming increasingly clear that while Mahua Moitra, as someone who's facing the heat in this entire series of events, may be questioning it, but the Hiranandani group and Darshan in particular, who has been in touch with the media, he has been giving statements, issuing statements, hasn't really denied it. So when we raise questions, perhaps because he has not denied it, we will be going with the fact that this is a signature of Darshan Hiranandani, in which he says, Darshan Hiranandani, 19/10/2023. So we are going with this because this has come officially from his corporate communication.